In India, when the central government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi was trying to ensure adequate vaccine supply for all the citizens and was putting in place the vaccine infrastructure for production and administering jabs, the politicians were busy spreading rumors and confusion. They were working overtime to mislead the public on the vaccination drive. They did everything to discredit the vaccines and went all out to spread rumors to create vaccine hesitancy. They asked for the vaccine jabs for all when the government was following a scientific plan in terms of priority. On day 154, despite all odds, 270 million Indians have received the COVID-19 vaccines. Also, more than 52 million vaccine doses have been administered in the age group 18 to 44. When the cumulative vaccine coverage in India had crossed 270 million, the US also reached the mark of 300 million shots in the arms in 150 days. The US President Biden has taken full credit for this by underscoring 300 million shots in arms in under 150 days. Biden said in his statement, "It's an important milestone that just didn't happen on its own or by chance. It took the ingenuity of American scientists, the full capacity of American companies, and a whole-of-government response across federal, state, tribal, and local governments. Together, we built an unparalleled vaccination program and managed one of the biggest and most complicated logistical challenges in American history. And above all, we got here because of the American people stepping up and getting vaccinated, helping family, friends, neighbors get vaccinated. Just remember what the situation was like 150 days ago. We didn't have enough vaccine supply for all Americans. We didn't have the vaccine infrastructure or the people to administer the vaccines or the places where the people could get vaccinated. But we turned it around together by acting quickly and aggressively and equitably. Now compare the situation nearer home, especially the odds confronting the Modi government in India. Knowing the chaos it would create, still leaders like Rahul Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal sought the decentralization of vaccination process. Opposition leaders changed position on the vaccine distribution process after much of the vaccination drive was delayed and derailed. After the vaccination drive was decentralized, the states ruled by non-BJP parties failed to put the vaccination drive on track in their territory and upon failure asked for centralization. Rahul Gandhi wrote to Prime Minister Modi in April 2021 asking that state governments be given a greater say in vaccine procurement and distribution. He later took a U-turn on this. Even Rahul's mother Sonia Gandhi, who is the caretaker Congress chief, sought greater power for states in vaccination. She also reversed her stand after states failed to make much headway on being given powers. After cutting a sorry figure, she had the face to say that the center had abdicated its responsibility. West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee wrote to PM Modi in last week of February for purchasing vaccines directly with state funds, but that she backtracked and asked the center to procure vaccines for them. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal also asked for decentralization of vaccine procurement and wanted his government to decide who was to be vaccinated and when in March, but changed the stand in May. Kerala CM Pinarayi Vijayan, followed by Jharkhand CM Hemant Soren, announced that everyone in their state would get free vaccines. Then they wrote to the center demanding free vaccines for all to be paid for by the central government. The opposition leaders raised the issue of vaccine shortage and criticized the center on export of vaccines, but at the same time there was huge wastage and dumping of vaccines in states ruled by their parties. When all their attempts to confuse the people regarding vaccination had failed, the Congress Party went a step ahead and used the social networks to spread the message that newborn calf serum was used by Bharat Biotech to make the COVID-19 vaccine Covaxin. Government of India countered this by issuing a statement clarifying that facts have been twisted and misrepresented in these posts. The government stated, "Newborn calf serum is used only for preparation and growth of verocells. Different kinds of bovine and other animal serum are standard enrichment ingredient used globally for verocell growth. Verocells are used to establish cell lines which help in production of vaccines. This technique has been used for decades in polio, rabies, and influenza vaccines." These varocells, after the growth, are washed with water, with chemicals, also technically known as buffer, many times to make it free from the newborn calf serum. Thereafter, these varocells are infected with coronavirus for viral growth, the Indian government has clarified. In his address to the nation on Monday 7 June, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced, Government of India will buy 75% of the total vaccine that will be produced and provide it to the states free of cost. Prime Minister's Food Grain Welfare Scheme for the poor is being extended till Deepavali until November. 80 crore people will continue to get free food grain every month. Supply of vaccine is to increase in coming days. Vaccines for children and nasal vaccine is under trial and Modi said those creating apprehensions about vaccination are playing with the lives of people. He termed the COVID pandemic as the biggest calamity of last 100 years. It is a pandemic neither seen nor experienced in the modern world, the Prime Minister said.